Alright, yo, I'm on this PTS for the second time. Now, I just opened up this package and it has all this stuff in here. Hold on, this is the new stuff. Glued gloves. Is this the one? I think I saw a gear set. Oh no, okay. This is tipping scales. The LMG thing that's similar to Umbra Initiative. Okay, I don't need the instigator. See, this right here is what I'm not gonna use. It's actually no purpose in using this. Destroying a weak point grants 32% weapon damage for 15 seconds. Come on, bro. Nah. And this is again. And this right here is this SMG is a weak SMG. Oh, okay. And here goes the spot on or the urban lookout brand set. 10% accuracy, 30% skill duration, and 30% marksman rifle damage. All right, we might be able to use that third attribute with the ninja bike. Let's see what we got going on. Turmoil, knee pads. This fun. I don't even have these knee pads. That's crazy. I never got them, so maybe I should go and do the stretch goals. All right, so let's put on the sniper build first, just so we can have the infrastructure for something I'm trying to set up here. Got the Shroud. Now, this is what I mean, right? What I was talking about. It says high priority target. It amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemies within the tier hierarchy. So weapon damage boosts against the highest ranking enemies on the field based on a tier system, as you can see right here. So tier 1 is hunter, rogues, leaders, tanks, shields, heavies, etc. Tier 2 is support, engineer, bodyguard, immobilizer. And then if there's nothing left on the field, or if there are just tier 3 enemies, then this will basically apply to all standard grunts to tier 3. And this is why this is going to work so well. This is why this is different and it's amazing. All right, because with most snipers, you need to go full glass cannon to constantly hit those one shots, or just have all red cores, or whatever the case is. There's something that you need to do in order to activate this huge one shot, right? So the Shroud bakes in that 125% bonus, which means you can free up your build to add survivability, you can add utility, you can try hybrid setups and still delete priority targets reliably. I haven't tested this out in the context that I'm explaining to you right now, but this is just theory crafting, right? Because it also scales automatically. Legendary missions, raids, hunter fights, the Shroud always shifts that damage boost to the biggest threat on the field. And I don't believe there's any cooldown. I don't see any cooldown or anything like that. So this is always going to apply with no types of handicaps or anything you need to do except be on the battlefield. It always shifts the damage boost to the biggest threat on the field. You don't have to waste your big shots on grunts. Like, for example, you always have to activate Headhunter by shooting a red bar enemy in order to retain that big bonus for the next enemy. So you don't have to do that anymore. Talent does that targeting logic for you. And in PvP, well, that's something we'll have to test later on. The description doesn't make it clear on how or if the tier system translates against players. So for now, we'll just focus on PvE and wait until we can pull it through its bases in conflict or the DZ. So the bottom line, after I say all that, Shroud doesn't reinvent the wheel. It won't reinvent the wheel, of course, okay? But it does give us a unique identity, no pun intended. Sniper design to always make you the designated leader. So this is what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna test this out with this right here. Firstly, I'm gonna change the targets to C to make it like, okay, I'm gonna just leave this, hold on. Just leave this at veteran and then put this on, let's say, for example, let's put it on the named, okay? So this is automatically targeting the highest priority, right? Obviously this is the highest priority. So heavy, okay, leader. Okay, leader is probably like a named enemy, right? This right here is considered tier 2. So it's gonna amplify my damage by 125% based on that. Well, let's see what we got. Boom. The first shot, 125% amplified damage plus Headhunter is activated. Usually with Headhunter, you have to hit, like I said, a lower tiered enemy. I'm sorry. night. Night. Night, night. And that's all, folks. And I get that full Headhunter bonus. Because Headhunter, what it does, and I should be using Perfect Headhunter to get that 150%, but this is okay. 125% is what I get automatically. So basically, I get a Headhunter bonus without having Headhunter. And then if you have Headhunter, it's going to double. So like, look, you see, after killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 125% of that killing blow's damage. So it's going to be even more, actually. It's capped at 800% of your weapon damage, and this is raised to 1250 if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. So I'm pretty sure I made this build with that in mind. Of course, see, my headshot damage is well over 150%. So I'm going to get all of this greatness in here. I'm getting all of it. So this just opened up Pandora's box, basically. Okay? Now, let's just save this for now, because here's the next test. The theory crafting of this actually came through. It actually works. I need to take this off. Oh man, how can I add more headshot damage and marksman rifle damage? Because Riley Holdings gives me 13% and then marksman rifle, but maybe I should use this right here. But then I'd have to have two pieces. So basically with and Riley, I'm getting the same thing I would be getting for this right here. Plus I need to use two of these in order to make it to that 30% marksman rifle damage. So I probably just don't need this. You know what I mean? But here's the big test. Okay, this works completely. We have the high value target automatically getting marked. Okay, and it's giving me a full. Oh man, it's giving me a full headhunter buff, which means I get the maximum benefit for all of that. Now, we have to see how this works with another build, right? So this passed the test. Now we have to put on a full tank build. Okay, to see if this is still going to be as effective. And I had a crazy Predator's Mark build that was like 1.9 million armor. It was nuts, but let's try this out. You guys remember when I said I was invincible, the immortal build where I did the Fur Elise? That was insane. All right, let's do this. Hopefully the Chunga comes this way. Shot in the back. Are you at Chunga? There you go. There you go. Let's see what you got, baby. Let's go. Well, it's this right here. So we got Foundry Bulwark. Not quite 1.9 million armor, but I don't think I had it. It was a provocator. What was the build? I need to go look at the build again. But let's see, because you get 25% damage resistance from enemies within 20 meters. This is actually pretty good, right? And then I had critical hit damage rolled on here along with protection from elites. But instead, let's roll headshot damage. Let me see. This Tinkerer mask is crazy. Okay, what does this thing do? I've been a little bit out of touch. Cloak. Oh, this was from earlier. 60% pistol damage. Oh, this is that shield thing. 50% reduced threat. Okay. Turmoil. Okay. When dealing weapon damage to an enemy, 50% of that damage will be dealt to another enemy within 30 meters instead. When there are no enemies nearby, deal damage normally. Wow, that's pretty insane. We might have to use it because when I'm using this build, I'm using a shield, the deflector shield, and that's dealing damage to a lot of enemies. So instead of Fox's Prayer, dealing that amplified targets out of cover damage, let's use Turmoil rather. Does not apply to armor plates. Okay, so instead of the Ravenous, this is what I was using to dismantle like the tanks and like the robotic dogs, the Chungas, all of that stuff. This is what I was using to do that, because if I use the Ravenous with Foundry Bulwark, then I'm getting my armor and health back just from taking damage, just with the Foundry Bulwark 4-piece talent. And using the Ravenous alongside this is just perfect, because then you could apply 500% amplified damage plus 50% amplified damage to armor plates which is why it's so effective against chungas and tanks. It just pierces that armor. Instead of that, I'm going to use the Shroud because I'm able to deal that 125% amplified damage no matter what to whatever targets on the field. Matter of fact, let me see what this is. What these exotic 25% headshot damage. They need to change that. 20. Whoa, dang! This gives you 45% headshot damage total and it's reload speed. Okay, so let's see how this fares. I got 1.7 million armor. I haven't even rolled this. I could just roll this. Matter of fact, let me roll this. Let's roll this to armor. Can't change that? Can I change that? Oh, I guess I can't. You can't change this to armor. Alright, let's switch this to headshot damage. You know, I could actually change the chest piece instead of using that chest piece to a headshot or a headhunter chest piece. Because I'm not even really worried about the damage resistance. But I don't have an armor core for a headshot. Let's just leave it here for now. I just want to see if this is working with a full tank build. Because if that's the case, that changes everything. And this isn't even the start. I got so many ideas for builds right here. I can't change this. Oh, because I already changed it to an armor core. See if I got another foundry mask. Should. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. For those of you who don't know, the reason I had critical hit chance rolled here is because the Ravenous scales heavily with critical hit chance. So you want to have crit with the Ravenous with whatever you do. But with the Shroud, I'm trying to prioritize that 125% amplified damage. Because the problem with my shield build is that you need to take out those high ranking enemies so that the only thing that can be on the field are enemies that shoot your shield. Because enemies that are below legendary, they all shoot at your shield. Gold bar enemies all shoot at your head. So if you can eliminate that threat, you got something good going. So let's just see first of all if this works when you're using a tank build. Alright. First test passed. Let's see if this does. Change the rank to named. Yes, yes sir. Change to veteran. Alright. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all, yo. Like, what the heck? You talking about 2 shots that took out this named target, and it's just going to... Bro, that's it. So I don't even have... Look, I don't even have any chest piece talent on here. So what chest piece talent can I put on here besides Headhunter that will basically allow for me to just deal headshot damage straight up? I don't want to put glass cannon on because that's going to defeat the purpose of having a tank. But what do I have here? Ooh, what about this? What about this? And it's unrolled. Focus. Increases total weapon damage by 5% every second you're aiming, while 8 times scoped or higher up to 50%. It requires a scope with 8 times magnification or higher. Plus, it's a Douglas and Harding, which gives me, well, no. It doesn't matter that it's Douglas and Harding. It was that punch drunk that would give me that 20% headshot damage, but it's all good. Pistol damage is always going to work, especially with this build, because this build, you're mostly going to have your pistol out, right? So it just makes sense to have this. Oh, this is turning into a beautiful build. So let's go ahead and change this to armor. I just got on. I did not expect to have this right here. So that's the beauty of keeping things that you don't think that you're going to use later on down the line. Just keep it. If you got something good, just keep it in your stash just in case something like this comes around. So we got the turmoil knee pads with bewildered, which will deal the damage to other enemies while dealing that other damage to the main enemy. And then we have focus. So let's go ahead and put these headshot damage mods in here. Okay. Oh yeah. This okay. No, I'm not gonna put headshot damage mods in here because this was protection from elites for this build, right? So let's see. And I have more than 150% headshot damage. So I could essentially put Headhunter on here if I want to, but the protection from elites is at 36%. That could be higher if I didn't have headshot damage rolled on these pieces. I have protection from elites mods only. So I can get that higher if I wanted to. But let's go with this for now. Let's save this. Let's see how it is now. Because now I have a different talent on my chest piece aside from the provocator. Okay, yeah. The talent says that increases total weapon damage by 5% every second you're aiming. Okay, up to 50%. So let's just wait 10 seconds just to get the maximum. 10, Is this an 8x scope? Not saying. It should be an 8x scope. Alright. Oh, this is okay. This is not an 8x scope. Okay, yeah, okay. That's why. Oh, that's why this weapon felt so good, because it doesn't zoom you in as far. This is like a 6x scope or something. It's not even an 8x scope. That's why it's not working. So what else can we use? What else can we use besides Headhunter? What we got? Entrenched? That doesn't really do anything for damage. Okay, the point is that it works. So let's just try Headhunter. Since look, I don't have this one. It made it 1.5 million armor. I would have to do some farming in order to get another one that has Headhunter on it. But okay, now that I have Headhunter, let's see. Okay, we get the one shot now, and it's a tank build. Yeah. So listen, this is what you're gonna want to do, right? You're going to want to get Headhunter and roll it to armor. I'm giving away all the secrets, yo. This is insane. But I'm not going to give up my biggest secret so far. That's going to be saved for when a build comes out for this. But let's go do a mission real quick with this tank build. Matter of fact, let's try Legendary. I like doing District Union Arena. It sets up the perfect area where you can test things out. Yeah, this is stuff I didn't realize. I didn't realize why or what the difference was when it came to this sniper. And this is the main thing I'm interested in so far with this patch. Not too interested in the new gear set because like I said before, it does the same thing pretty much as Umbra Initiative. I actually think Umbra Initiative does it better. But yeah, let's see what we got going on. High priority targets, I gotta look for them.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
And look, this is supposed to be like 1.7 million armor or more. I've done it 1.5, but okay, he's not the highest priority. Now, when it says highest priority, okay. Okay. Let's see. It's looking different from the gun range now, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is way different. Whoa! Oh wow! I just realized what's happening right now. I'm using the turmoil knee pads, so it's inadvertently dealing damage to other enemies. Wow. Okay, so it's dealing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, yeah. I need to put the turmoil knee pads on the other sniper build. I think that's what I need to do. So yeah, I mean, I gotta work with this thing a little bit. It's a little bit patience, a little bit more patience, a little less damage, but okay, we got the see, this is why that's why this build is about to be crazy, because these shotgunners that are coming, they stand no chance. They don't stand a chance. They just don't. Even with this. You want to come up behind him, brother, huh? There we go. Yeah, see, this is why this works. So if I can get this working really well with this sniper, oh boy. Yeah. Not gonna let. I don't want to let you set up. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Oh no. I gotta get those freaking those things out of the way. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Agent vital signs 0.
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand
Okay.
in your way.
That's gonna take some work. That's gonna take a little bit of work. But I did notice that the turmoil knee pads was really doing work. I was looking at those heal boxes that they were throwing down, and there were about 50% health left. So maybe you could just like pretty much outlast and let this autonomous secondary damage do the work while you're dealing damage to your main. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna take a little bit of work, but that's what the PTS is for, and it's actually working as intended. The theory is working. It didn't work as good as it did in the gun range. I don't know why that is, but that's where we're at, man. I'm gonna be in the lab some more to figure out what other builds I can make or what else we got in here, and we'll go from there. But anyways, let me know what you think about this. Does that change things for you, the sniper? Like I said, I got something special coming. These two builds weren't even like the main that I was banking on, and I can't wait to show you that. But I think I've spent enough time in this video. But let me know what you think about it. I appreciate you stopping by to the end. If you made it here, you're a GOAT. So like the video, and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Join the family. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.